Are you tired of overcomplicating everything? Do you feel like you overthink things just a little too much? You look at other people, why does it just come so easy to them? Well, the reason is because they're probably simplifying things and they're not overcomplicating it all. Whenever I find myself overcomplicating a project, an idea, a task, I stop myself and I ask, how can you make this simple? Yeah, I talk to myself like that. I say, Romina, stop it. How can you make this simple? When I think about that, I start to take away all of these little bits that have added to this idea that could be so simple and this task that could be done so simply. And I've made it so complex with all of my overthinking and my planning and my strategy. I'm here today to ask you, how can you make it simple? Whatever it is that is bothering you right now, whatever you feel frustrated, anxious about, how can you make it simple? It's a very simple question in that the sentence structure is not complex. But when you start to think about it, then you start to think, well, there's no way to make it simple. This is a complicated thing, Romina. You don't understand. It can't be simple. Something that really helped me in the last couple weeks is I'm working on this challenge where it's called Nights and Weekends. And I'm working on this challenge where I have to basically take something from 0 to 100 in 6 weeks. And so I've decided that what I'm going to do is publish my book. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because I was thinking so hard about what it was I was going to work on for those 6 weeks. And when I got feedback from the community, everyone was like, well, what's stopping you from publishing? And I thought, well, I have to do the printing, and then I have to get the books, and I have to do quality checks on them, and then I have to it's not easy finding a printer, and then when you do find a printer, then it takes weeks for them to mail you the books, and then it's like a whole process. And they were like, no, just do it online. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean do it online? What do you mean? I had created this idea of what my project needed to be like, that I closed off my mind from any other possibility or route or any other way of creating this project. See, because when you go through the motions, and I'm calling them motions because that is what they are, when you go through the motions of executing something, an idea or a task, when you go through these motions, you start to check off all of the little things that you need to do to complete this thing based on previous experience, or based on the ideas that you have, based on whatever it is that you have your preconceived notions. When this happens, it becomes so challenging to separate yourself from that, because in your mind, you've already decided this is the way that it needs to be done. And it's very complicated. It's very complex. So to say that there's a simpler way of doing it is almost like an attack. Because you've so carefully crafted this method of execution that when something else comes in and tells you, no, you could just snap your fingers and you're done. It's kind of like, well, it's where's my validation of all of the work, right? Where's the validation of all of the work that we've put in? I want to emphasize that doing something simply does not always necessarily mean that it's the easiest. Remember that, because I don't want you to get confused. I don't want you to think that we're looking for the easy way out. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the simplest way out. If you think about Lord of the Rings, the mission is simple. If you don't know anything about Lord of the Rings, I'll tell you right now. It's these two characters that have a ring and they need to go take it somewhere to have it be destroyed. That's it. It's very simple. It's very simple. Now, if you think about how simple that is, right? It's, I need to get from point A to point B, 0 to 100 in this amount of time, right? But in Lord of the Rings, this mission, this journey that these two characters went on, that was not easy. It was a really difficult journey that took a very long time for them to get there. But at the core of it, it was simple. It wasn't complicated and it wasn't complex. I hope that story can solidify this process for you. And if you know Lord of the Rings and you know what I'm talking about, you know that was not easy. And if you don't know Lord of the Rings, that was not easy. So just because something is simple does not make it easy, but you should always strive for how to make it simple. And it can apply to everything. For making YouTube videos, for building a business, for creating a prototype for your invention, for cleaning the dishes, for cleaning your house, for doing the groceries. When there is a lot of free time, when a lot of things are automated for us, it can be very easy for us to overthink and overcomplicate things because we might have the time and the freedom. But at the end of the day, these things might just be these thoughts that we have, and the overcomplication might just be a way for us to stop ourselves from doing something that we either really want to do or don't want to do or need to do, or maybe something that we're scared to do. Think about how you can simplify. How can you make it simple? And if you want to learn how to stop worrying and just love the process of whatever it is that you're doing, then check out this video. And there's also going to be a link in the description. You like that shameless plug right there? But in all honesty, if you want to stop yourself from feeling these things, know that it's okay that we want to overcomplicate things. It's natural for us to want to overcomplicate things because we're smart. We're smart beings, and we want to create these systems and we want to do these things. So it's natural, but just ask yourself, how can you make it simple? And the simplest way is by hitting the subscribe button so that you see more videos from me. But anyway, I actually do have to get going, so I will see you when I see you. Oh, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then let me know in the comments. And also, let me know what you think about all of this stuff. Is there something that you've been feeling like you've been overcomplicating, or feeling like maybe you're overthinking something? Let me know in the comments, because maybe we can talk it out and I can help you with that. Anyway, I'm going to go now. So I will see you when I see you.